Hey guys, and welcome to another video by the Random Watch Dude. And this is actually part 2 of a serial today. Exciting! After the first video that I made last week, which was titled "Watch Collection Madness," the rebuy. Now, I was fascinated actually because you guys, this video really reverberated very strongly with you guys. The amount of views I got on that video really surprised me actually. It was very popular. It's obviously something that that reverberates very strongly in the watch community, as it were. The fact that a lot of us are out there just rebuying watches that we've owned in the past. So look, I'm sure you're all really interested to see what the next topic is about. But before I get on to that, I just wanted to show you today wristwatch check. You can't be a watch YouTuber without showing people what you're wearing today, can you? So this is the Rolex GMT Master 2. I just did a previous video just down the bottom of the garden actually, where I talked about JLC and I was wearing this, and I just happened to mention actually that it's so nice to put a watch on that may have been in your collection for quite a long time, but when you go 3 or 4 weeks without wearing it, you get quite excited about wearing it again, don't you? So, and actually just a little interesting little tidbit of advice on this watch was it's a real bugger to set the date on it, because the date on these GMT Master 2s is not a quick set date. So that's one of the obviously the drawbacks of the GMT complication. And it's got a jumping hour hand as well, which is a fantastic advantage. But because it's not got a quick set date, when this watch stops and I want to get it started again, I have to run the hour hand round and round and round. Every 24-hour cycle it'll click once, because it's a GMT, of course, and it takes actually quite a long time to reset the watch to get it going again. So what I've done with my GMT is, when it stops, whatever date it stops at, I can't put it on again until then. So that's a bit of fun, isn't it? So it's now the 13th, and I had to wait about 2.5 weeks to put this watch back on. I made myself wait, because I'm a bit of a watch crazy dude, and I made myself wait. The anticipation of putting this watch back on was actually quite exciting, and I really look forward to today when I could put this watch back on the 13th. Anyway, that aside, let's talk about the watch collecting madness, although I think you'll probably agree that is a little bit mad, what I've just mentioned there anyway. Maybe that's a part 3, some of these weird things that we do, superstitions with watches. So part 2 today, I've called this Comfort in Chaos. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by comfort in chaos? Because surely being comfortable in a chaotic situation is not something that comes naturally to us, and it's not something that any of us should want to particularly endure, is it? So bear with me on this, because I think you'll all resonate with this to a degree. We're all, as watch collectors, in a situation where we're constantly thinking about the next watch, aren't we? We're constantly thinking about what watch do we want next in our collection. We're also constantly thinking about how big our collection is, and whether, what's the perfect number of watches to have in our collection. We're also thinking to ourselves, do I have too many dive watches? Have I become a bit of a dive watch nutter, and I've forgotten all about formal watches, and I've forgotten all about dress watches, and oh, I haven't got a chronograph in my collection, so maybe I need to be thinking about a chronograph. I've never had a Speedmaster, and this is true actually, I've never had a Speedmaster. Probably one of the only watch dudes out there that's been in the game for quite a long time now and never had a Speedmaster. I need to address that, I know, but I'm not sure when I'm going to. But my point is, guys, we're constantly looking for the next watch, we're constantly thinking about the issue that we have in our collection. We think about what is the perfect collection. We think about, have we got too many watches or not enough watches? We think about the variety and the size. And we also have this crazy thing where we think about sets of watches as well. And I don't think there'd be a better example of how people get a bit crazy about collecting sets of watches than the Moon swatch. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. If you like the Moon swatch, if you think that's a cool watch, and if you like what Swatch have done, which is to basically put out a copy of one of their, if not their most infamous flagship model in the whole Swatch Group's range of watches in the Speedmaster, the Moon watch. If you like the Moon swatch, Good on you. It's never done anything for me. I think it's yeah, I just think it's a travesty, really, for what it's done for the Moon watch, in my view. In terms of my impression of it, I think it's kind of you know, belittled the real thing, if you like, to a degree, because Swatch have decided to put out loads of plastic copies of it, and everybody's gone nuts for it. And I know there are people out there that go absolutely nuts trying to collect all of the Moon Swatch ranges. And now there's obviously the Blanc Pond 50s. I don't know if I've pronounced that correctly. Blanc Pain, you know what I mean. You know, the Blanc Pond. That was a really bad pronunciation of that watch. The 50 Fathoms, the copy. Look, guys, you know, they've now put out another one just in the last couple of days. You know, a blacked out version of that 50,000 Fathoms, a plastic copy. What's even worse about that watch, I gather, is that the automatic movement in that watch is basically just single use only. You can't get them serviced, apparently. They're throwaway watches, which I think's bloody awful. You know, it's putting out a really terrible message, isn't it, environmentally, that they're quite happy to put out a watch that you know, it kind of packs up after, I think, about 7 years, and then you've just basically got to throw the movement away and put a new one in. Anyway, my point of all this is that we obsess constantly about our collection, what we want next, and building collections and what have you. It's chaos, and I think, you know, there's no other way of putting it, really. Do any of you guys wake up and the first thing that you think about when you wake up in the morning is your watch? What watch you're going to wear today? The watch that you had on yesterday? Do sometimes you guys wake up and the first thing you think about in the morning is, will I get a call from the AD today? Because I think there's a lot of you out there that probably do, and I'm only saying that because guilty, you know. It's chaos, guys. It's chaos in your brain, isn't it? And so I've got a theory, and I've been through this cycle. There's a cycle of chaos, okay? And my point of this video is, I think as a watch collector and as a community, I think we revel in the chaos. I think we thrive on the chaos. I think we live for the chaos of never having perfection. And I'll give you an example of that, guys, because I've been through this process myself of when I actually get to a point in my watch collection or my watch collecting habit at that time, when I actually get to the point where I've achieved the goals that I set myself, when I've achieved the target, you know, when I've set the target and hit it, and I've got a watch box that's got all of the watch spaces are filled with watches that I want, that I've chosen, that I lusted after for months or possibly even years. When that watch box is perfect, what's the first thing you start to think? Not put your head back and relax, put your hands behind your head, drink champagne and admire the watch on your wrist and the 5 in the box that are perfect. The first thing you start to think, guys, is, well, this is just too perfect now. The chaos is gone. You know, my mind is clear. I'm not obsessing over watches anymore. I think I need to start selling some watches here. I think I need to recreate the chaos because I enjoyed the chaos. I enjoyed waking up in the middle of the night thinking about the watch that I couldn't have. I enjoyed lusting after that Moon Swatch or that Blanc Pond 50 Fathoms, whatever it is, you know, that's ridiculously overpriced and a throwaway movement. I've got it now, and now I'm bored, you know, so there's no chaos in my life anymore. And the point of this video, guys, and this is part of what I think is the watch collecting madness, is that we actually thrive in a condition of ongoing, insufferable chaos in our minds over our watch collection. I know it's crazy because in most other parts of our life, the last thing we want is chaos. We want stability. We want everything in our life to be stable. We want everything in our life to be perfect. And when we achieve perfection, we're really happy, and we sit there and we put our hands behind our head and we go, oh great, I've got perfection. I finally got perfection. I've got the perfect house that I've been after for years, and all the colours and all the carpets and the kitchen and the bathroom, it's all perfect. You don't sit there and think, oh, everything's great. I'm going to have to just pull the bathroom out and put a new one in. You don't do that, do you? But with watch collecting, that's essentially what you're doing. You're decorating your house. You're getting your house looking perfect. You've got the carpets, the sofa, the TV on the wall. You've got the bathrooms, the kitchen. Everything's fantastic. And as soon as you get to that point where the last thing is done, you start to rip out your bathroom. That's what the watch collection is. You're ripping out a perfectly good bathroom because you're bored and you enjoy the process. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Please do tell me if this is just me or if this is just a limited number of you. But I think that's what we do, is we thrive in a condition of chaos, and we're actually comfortable with chaos. And that is the one reason for me why I will never have just one watch in my collection. Although I've just recently done a video about an exit watch and a go anywhere, do anything watch, which for me probably would be a Submariner. I will never be able to achieve that state of utopia because I, like a lot of you guys, thrive and I'm very comfortable in a condition of chaos in my watch collecting journey. So let me know what you think, guys. Let me know if I'm onto something there. Please do like and subscribe if you like the content. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, and I look forward to seeing you on part 3 of Watch Collecting Madness. Thanks, guys. Take care. See you on the next one.